Yes, I had had the experience that a lot of people have had in the community of going before the city council, and so I had watched a very, very close-minded group of people.
Clint Eastwood went from wielding large caliber handguns and shooting bad guys into becoming the real-life mayor of a California beach town, a Hollywood legend, trading in the red carpet for his director's chair for a political podium. Clint Eastwood's journey from actor on the silver screen to director, and then to running and becoming a mayor, is more than just a career change. It's a story of how American values can shape both the arts and the political scene within America. What drives Eastwood from the spotlight of fame and glory into the cold chambers of City Hall? Is Clint Eastwood trying to be another Ronald Reagan? We're a brand new channel, so we really appreciate your support. If you like our content and want to see more, please click the subscribe button and get notified when we post new videos. Thanks for watching. The Switch. In 1986, Clint Eastwood surprised many by running for mayor of Carmel by the Sea, a small coastal town in California. This wasn't just a publicity stunt or a vanity project. Eastwood, with a genuine desire to improve his community and address local issues, used his status as a well-known figure, giving him a unique platform to effect change, but it also came with its own set of challenges.
News of an unlikely alliance on a controversial topic. Clint Eastwood has announced.
Eastwood faced skepticism from political insiders and had to quickly learn the intricacies of local government operations. However, his background in filmmaking equipped him with valuable skills that proved beneficial in his new role. His experience in storytelling and problem solving, honed through years of directing and producing, translated surprisingly well to the political arena.
If I had a slogan, which I don't have at the moment, but maybe I'll make one up right now, bringing the community together.
He felt the old City Hall had lost touch with the small-town community of Carmel.
As mayor, Eastwood focused on preserving the charm of Carmel by the Sea. He implemented various initiatives aimed at urban planning and community engagement, reflecting his understanding of the importance of local governance. One of his primary goals was to maintain the town's aesthetic and curb overdevelopment, showcasing his commitment to preserving local values and the environment. Eastwood emphasized the importance of leadership, stating, "I think leadership is about making tough decisions and not being afraid to stand alone when necessary." This philosophy, influenced by his years of making high-stakes decisions on film sets, also guided his actions as mayor. But his tenure as mayor wasn't without controversy. Some residents were initially concerned that having a celebrity mayor would turn their quiet town into a tourist attraction. Others questioned whether a Hollywood star could effectively handle the day-to-day responsibilities of running a city. But Eastwood's dedication to his very public role and his focus on practical issues gradually won over many skeptics. Doing the job. One of Eastwood's notable achievements was his efforts to streamline the city's permitting process for small businesses. He recognized the bureaucratic hurdles that often hindered local entrepreneurs and worked to make the system more efficient and practical. This pragmatic approach, focusing on tangible improvements to residents' lives, became a hallmark of his time in office. As mayor, Eastwood also faced and tackled environmental issues of his city. He supported initiatives to protect Carmel's beaches and natural areas, recognizing their importance to both the local ecosystem and the town's character. These efforts aligned with his long-standing personal interest in conservation, demonstrating how his values as an individual and as a citizen influenced his political actions. The experience of being mayor seemed to reinforce Eastwood's belief in the importance of local governance. He often spoke about how decisions made at the city level could have a direct and immediate impact on people's lives, a stark contrast to the often slow-moving machinery of state or federal government. Cracks forming. While Eastwood showed his political chops as mayor, his relationship with the Republican Party was about to take a dramatic turn. How did a man once embraced by the GOP become one of its most vocal critics? The answer lies in a changing political landscape that even this Hollywood legend couldn't have scripted.
How do you handle promises that you made when you were running for election, and how do you handle it? I mean, what do you say to people?
In 2012, at the Republican National Convention, Eastwood delivered a speech that would become one of the most talked about moments in recent political history. Standing on stage, he addressed an empty chair, pretending to have a conversation with then-President Obama. The empty chair speech was more than just a quirky moment in politics. It represented Eastwood's willingness to challenge the status quo. Such an unorthodox approach was meant to highlight his frustrations with Democratic leadership, but it also marked a turning point in his relationship with the Republican Party. And as the years passed, Eastwood found himself increasingly at odds with the direction the GOP was taking. In recent years, Eastwood has been vocal about his discontent with the current state of the Republican Party. He expressed a belief that the party has strayed from its core values, particularly when it comes to work ethic and American identity. In his own words, "I think the old Republicans are gone. They had a little more work ethic about them." This statement from Eastwood reveals a great disappointment with what he perceives as a shift away from the principles that originally attracted him to the party. The changing values. Eastwood's critique goes beyond just work ethic. He's emphasized the importance of maintaining strong American ties, suggesting that the current GOP lacks the commitment to these principles that he values. This disconnect between Eastwood's ideals and the modern Republican Party highlights a broader shift in American politics. What's particularly interesting about Eastwood's position is how it reflects a changing face of conservatism in America. Here's a man who was once the poster child for rugged individualism and traditional American values, now finding himself at odds with the very party that championed these ideals. It raises questions about how political parties evolve and whether they can maintain their core identity in the face of changing times. Eastwood's criticisms aren't just about nostalgia for the good old days of the Republican Party. They reflect genuine concerns about the direction of American politics as a whole. His emphasis on work ethic and strong American ties speaks to a desire for a return to what he sees as essential fundamental values that have been lost in the current political climate. The situation Eastwood finds himself in is not unique. Many longtime Republicans have expressed similar concerns about the party's direction in recent years. What sets Eastwood apart is his willingness to voice these concerns publicly, using his platform as a respected figure in both entertainment and politics to try and spark dialogue about the future of American conservatism. Even though Eastwood is armed with a set of principles that blend old school values with pragmatic solutions for modern challenges, he doesn't control the GOP or its migration away from such values. It appears that Eastwood has been left afloat by his own party that has seemingly evolved away from the very principles they help foster. Political tides. Clint Eastwood's journey from Hollywood icon to political critic has left many wondering, what's his vision for America's future? Eastwood has become increasingly vocal about what he sees as a decline in open dialogue and a rise in political correctness.
Everybody's getting tired of political correctness. Kissing up. That's the kiss-ass generation. I'm sorry I used that word. Generation we're in right now. Everybody's walking on eggshells. He adds, we see people accusing people of being racist and all kinds of stuff. When I grew up, those things were not called racist.
In a candid interview, Eastwood expressed his frustration with what he calls the kiss-ass generation. He believes that society has become too sensitive and that people are afraid to speak honestly for fear of offending others. This stance reflects his broader concern about the state of public discourse in America. Eastwood's vision for America is rooted in the values he's championed throughout his career: independence, hard work, and straight talk. He advocates for a return to these foundational principles, arguing that they're essential for addressing the nation's current challenges. One of the key issues Eastwood focuses on is the need for more effective leadership. He believes that leaders should be willing to take risks and not be swayed by popular opinion or political pressure.
You know, I haven't supported anybody really.
Eastwood's proposed solutions for America's problems are often pragmatic and rooted in personal responsibility. He advocates for a government that empowers individuals rather than relying on top-down solutions. This approach aligns with his own experiences, where he's often taken matters into his own hands, whether in filmmaking or local politics. The needed truth. When it comes to political correctness, Eastwood doesn't mince words. He believes that open dialogue is crucial for a healthy society and that the current climate of self-censorship is detrimental to progress. His solution? Encourage more honest conversations even if they're uncomfortable. Eastwood's vision also includes a strong emphasis on preserving American values and identity. He is critical of what he sees as a drift away from the principles that have traditionally defined the nation. His proposed solution involves a renewed focus on education and civic engagement, ensuring that future generations understand and appreciate these values. In terms of governance, Eastwood draws on his experience as mayor of Carmel by the Sea to advocate for more local control. He believes that many of America's problems could be better addressed at the community level, where leaders have a more direct understanding of the issues at hand. In conclusion, Eastwood's approach to problem-solving in America mirrors his filmmaking style: direct, uncompromising, and focused on results. He's not interested in political theater or empty promises. Instead, he calls for concrete action and measurable outcomes. While some might view Eastwood's vision as nostalgic or outdated, it's important to note that he's not advocating for a return to the past. Rather, he's suggesting that traditional American values can be applied in new ways to address modern challenges. Eastwood emphasizes personal responsibility, limited government, and the importance of preserving individual liberties. At the same time, he recognizes the need for adaptation and innovation in the face of changing societal norms.